Are you curious about how Salesforce can level up your fundraising game? In this quick demo, we'll show you how Nonprofit Cloud, or NPC, makes it easy to manage donors, run campaigns, track gifts, and get real-time insights all in one place. Whether you're just getting started or ready to grow your impact, this is a great look at how Salesforce helps fundraisers do more with less hassle. My name's Thomas, and I'm a 4-time certified Salesforce expert here at Arcus. I'm going to guide you through this demo today. So here we are in our demo org. When we first set up Salesforce Nonprofit Cloud, we have apps called Fundraising Operations. We will be able to create one that is geared towards your organization. This is our homepage. We'll be able to customize and add things that are informative to your users based off of your needs, including things like the current gift commitments that you have, gift transactions, and any open task your users might be dealing with that day or week. When getting started with our donors, we're going to first look at our accounts. So all people and organizations are bucketed into what's known as the account object. When creating an account, you're going to do so with 2 mindsets, one for organizations and one for people. People are going to be known as persons accounts. Organizations are going to be known as organization business accounts. So for example, if I want to create a person account, I would select that record type and give it a name. So we'll just give my son an account. The information that is required here is denoted by the red asterisk. Everything else is optional when creating the record, but can come back and update later on. So for example, I can give him his email address and leave his phone number blank. And I'm going to hit save. So I've created Miles' person's account. We see his record page, where we're going to find all the different information about Miles. In the middle, we're going to have and see our details. So these are fields that come out of the box, but there are options to add fields that, again, are beneficial to what your users are going to need when it comes to tracking their donors and gaining information about the donors in your system. On the left-hand side, we'll have our summary card. These are a place where we can highlight certain fields that we want to see at a quick glance when we're looking at a record. We have our fundraising timeline, which we'll be able to modify and add to the page layout to show the giving timeline of your donors. This can include or exclude certain types of records. It can have all their gift transactions, opportunities, and commitments, or it can just be based off of transactions only. We just want to see the money that has come in from this donor, and we don't really want to see in the same timeline things that they've pledged or committed to our organization. On the right-hand side, we'll be able to track activities and how we've interacted with our donors. When it comes to our donors, there's going to be 3 main objects or records that we are going to want to create when it comes to their donations. The first being opportunities. So opportunities is when the donor cultivation process starts. So we have a donor that we are talking to that we want to see if we can get a donation from. We are going to create what's known as an opportunity record. So the opportunity record is going to have a name. So we'll say Miles Opportunity. This field here is going to most likely update regardless of what I put in. There's automations that will run that will give it what's known as a naming convention to keep data across the board looking the same. We don't want people to just be able to put in whatever name they want. We'll be able to customize it again to display a naming convention that works for your organization. We want to put when we think this opportunity is going to close. So we'll say at the end of May. And again, we want to tie this to Miles's account. We're going to put our stage here. So these are the out-of-the-box stages that come with MPC. Again, if they are not ones that work for your organization, the verbiage, we can update these, add or remove them. So we're going to say for him that we are going to be in the prospecting stage. And we are going to add an amount. So our amount is going to be for $10,000. And if you notice here, based off of the stage I've chosen, it's going to give me a probability that we are going to close this opportunity. So again, all those probabilities are tied to the stage of the opportunity. So I'm going to hit save. So now we have our opportunity with Miles. We're working with him and talking to him about donating to our organization. May 30th comes around and he has pledged, yes, I'm going to give $10,000 to your organization. So we can mark this opportunity as close won. Now that we have a close won opportunity, we are going to create a new record called a gift commitment. A gift commitment is basically a pledged record for the organization or for the opportunity that was created and for the donor. So we're going to again tie this to Miles. We're going to give it a name, Miles gift commitment. We're going to say that it's an active gift commitment. And this is where we're going to decide also down here, we have the ability to set up its schedule. Is it going to be a custom schedule or recurring? So basically what this means is if Miles decides that he is going to give this in a lump sum, we could put a schedule type as no. If he's deciding I'm going to give you 10,000, but it's going to be one payment per year for the next 3 years or 4 years. We'll do 4 since it's an even number. Or we can do a custom one, which is more of a sporadic giving. It's not a set date of the month or time of year that they're going to give. This would be more so I'm going to give, randomly. It's going to come during this year, but I'm not sure when it's going to be, or it could be quarterly, things along those lines. So for him, we're just going to set it as none for now, and we're going to leave all the other fields blank, except for this one. We know our expected gift commitment is going to be 10,000. So we have our opportunity. Let me just fix this. We want to tie it to Miles's opportunity. And as you can see, it did not change the name that I put in. Part of what we will do in our Smart Start is create a naming convention. So we have the naming of opportunities across the board to be the same, whether it's last name, amount, and close date, or entire account name, amount, and close date. It really depends on what your organization would want to see. So we have our gift commitment. So originally Miles said he's going to give us $10,000 in one lump sum. So we really didn't need a schedule type. But now he's saying, actually, I'm not going to pay it all at once. I'm going to pay it recurring over a certain amount of time. This would also be what you would do for a person who's creating a recurring monthly gift for you. So let's just say you have a donor that is creating recurring gifts. They would create what's known as a gift commitment and create a gift commitment schedule. This could be handled manually in Salesforce or with a donor platform of your choosing that is integrated with Salesforce. So if I go into our gift commitment, manage gift commitment schedules, this is where I would create the gift commitment schedule and how we would determine those payments that are coming in from Miles. We're going to start it on the 16th of June, and we're going to end it. He's going to pay it in 4 years. So we're going to say June 16th, 2029. We're going to say his gift transaction period is going to be yearly. So basically, this is where you decide how often are these payments being made? How often are these gift transactions going to be coming in? You can set it to be yearly, monthly, daily, or custom. If you want to set it as custom, the schedule type also needs to be custom, what I showed previously on the gift commitment. The gift transaction interval is how often is this going to happen. So setting it to 1 means it's going to happen every year. If this was a biannual gift or every 3 years, 4 years, we would determine that here with this interval field. So for right now, I'm going to leave it as 1. The amount of each transaction. So as I said, Miles is going to give this over a 4-year span. So it's going to be transactions in the amounts of $2,500. And it's going to be on the 16th of every month. We are also able to assign campaigns and source codes to our gift commitment schedule to assign those to those individual transactions that are being created. This will be something that we discuss more in depth for your organization when it comes to our implementation of MPC, how campaigns are going to be used, and how source codes are going to be used to tag your gifts so you can accurately see your marketing or fundraising efforts and where that money is actually coming in. For now, I'm just going to leave those blank. For a payment method, again, this is a pick list that can be updated based off of what types of payment methods you receive. Currently, we have things like credit card and cash, ACH, stock, cryptocurrency, and of course, the paper check. So for this one, I'm just going to say it's a check, and I'm going to hit confirm and save. So something we do need to fix before we are able to create this gift commitment schedule is something known as a gift designation. So basically what a gift designation is, and we'll come back to this gift commitment in a second. A gift designation is basically saying, where is this money going? So we know things are coming in, and we have some examples here of different types of gift designations. Let's see if we have a general support one in our system. So we don't. So we're just going to create a new general operating support. And basically, like I was saying, a gift designation is you being able to tag your transactions so that you can accurately see where your money is being used. Depending on your organization, you might have restricted or unrestricted gifts. And if they're restricted, it's dependent on what the donor is telling you. But what we need is a default one so that any gift transaction that comes in without a gift designation does get assigned one automatically. So we're going to just create, again, like I said, a general operating support so that any gift transaction that comes in that may not have one assigned gets this one assigned to it. So we're going to go back to Miles's gift commitment, and we're going to create his gift commitment schedule again. So bear with me as I just go through and reset up these steps. So it's going to be starting on June 16th. And we're just going to copy and paste this over, and it's going to go to June 26th, or June 16th, 2029. It's going to be yearly on the 16th of every month or that year. And then we're going to go 2,500 is the amount. And we're going to go check again. So we're going to confirm and save. So now we're able to save it. We see over here on the right-hand side, we see our upcoming transactions for Miles. It looks to have created a fifth one. So my math might have been wrong on the gift commitment schedule, but that's okay. It shows exactly what we wanted to see. We want to see those transactions that are upcoming. And we see it on the related list as well here. We see the gift commitment schedule that's related to our gift commitment and the next gift transaction that is coming up. So our first installment of that 10,000 is going to be on 6/16/2025. And we have it marked as unpaid because that transaction has not come in. If that transaction does come in by check, we would just come into our gift transaction and we would be able to update this. We'd be able to say when the transaction completion date would be. So let's say it was due on the 16th, but we got our check from Miles maybe a week early. We would be able to denote that here on the transaction completion date. We would be able to denote what came in on the check when it comes to the date that he assigned to it. And then also put in the check number here in the payment identifier so that we can have that data within our Salesforce instance. So let's just do that as we can. So we're going to go and say that it was completed. Now, it might not let me save because it looks like I'm time traveling. So we'll say that the identifier is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and our check date is June 4th. And I'm going to hit save. Oh, it did let us save. So we have our original current amount and our original amount. This current amount field is a formula based off of the amount that we are receiving. So we have our transaction. Now, if I go back to his gift commitment schedule, that's the gift commitment schedule. If we go back to here and we refresh, we still see upcoming gift transactions. You'll still see our gift transaction here. Once we get past this June date of June 16th, it will update and show us our next one, which will be for 2026. We also see down here, we see our default gift designation for our transactions. So 100% of the gifts that are coming in from this gift commitment will show this get 100% going towards our general operating. Let's go back and look at the gift transaction though. So we have our gift opportunities and we have our gift commitments we've talked about. Those are two steps in the process of cultivating donations from your donors. Again, opportunities are at that very beginning stage, and then we have our gift commitments. There could be times, though, that where you are not creating an opportunity, where you're going directly to a gift commitment. This mostly happens with recurring donors that sign up on your website, or maybe sign up in person or on the phone and want to create a recurring gift with you without actually going through like a cultivation opportunity process. The best way to think about it is you really want to create those opportunity records if it's a major gift. So if I'm going to Steven Spielberg and asking for $1 million, I want to create an opportunity to kind of track that process of getting Mr. Spielberg to give my organization $1 million, and then creating that gift commitment and then later those gift transactions. But if it's the little old lady that lives down the street, Mrs. Smith, wants to make a recurring donation every month to your organization, you really wouldn't need to create that opportunity record. You would go directly to that gift commitment and set up that gift commitment schedule. So if we're looking though at the gift transaction is when money is in hand. So the payment has been made towards their donation, and now we have record of that. We're going to be able to see a lot of different things on this record, including what gift commitment it's tied to, what gift commitment schedule it's tied to, the donor, and again, like I mentioned, what campaign did it come in from, and what specifically an outreach source code. So our campaign would be like our annual giving campaign, and then the outreach source code possibly be like a specific marketing email campaign or a specific event that happened that you want to tie or keep under the umbrella of your annual giving or your holiday giving campaigns. We have our payment information down at the bottom. And then we have the ability to track activities. This could be things like emails or acknowledgement letters that have been sent to this individual to denote that, hey, we got your transaction. We thank you so much for your transaction. We've sent you an acknowledgement that would be denoted here, and all your users will be able to see that in this activity timeline. On the related tab for gift transactions, we are able to see a couple of different things. We are able to see our gift designation transaction. If you remember, we created a default one for general operating support, but let's just say Miles decided that this payment actually is not going to go to general operating. It's going to go to our, I think I saw nutrition. If I could spell. So we have nutrition education. We're going to tie this one to nutrition education, and 50% of it is going to go to nutrition. And actually another 50%, we'll leave 50% for general operating. When doing this, one thing to remember is you do have to enter the amount and the percent. It does not allow you to add one or the other. Both need to be added. So if you hit save now, we'll be able to see on the related list of this transaction that 50% of the 2,500 is going to nutrition education, 50% is going to general operating support. We have the ability to assign a soft credit for this gift. So let's just say we have a soft credit to Soledad for the amount. If it's the full amount, we can leave these two blank, because then it's just going to operate based off of the assumption that we want to give Soledad a soft credit for the entire amount of the transaction. So if I hit save, we now have that here. We see the soft credit amount as 2,500. We go to Soledad's record. We see that here showing up on her record that she has a gift soft credit from Miles's $2,500 gift. We have the ability to give a refund. So I know most nonprofits never want to do this, but if you do need to create a refund, maybe the donor put an extra zero or accidentally made a donation when they didn't want to, you're able to create that record. So let's just say Miles decided, you know what, I don't want to give this $2,500 right now. So we can give the amount. So let's just say he wants to not take away the whole amount, but maybe he just wants to take away $750. And we have a date of today, and we're going to say that it's a completed gift refund, and it was because of a donor request. So we're going to hit save. Oh, sorry. That's because I tried to time travel again. So let's just say he did it at the end of June 2025. It's going to create that record of a refund, which we'll see on the record. On the related list, we have our new gift refund. But what you'll also notice is on the gift transaction itself, you'll see some updates to this amount. So the original amount, again, was $2,500. But now we have a refunded amount of $750, and that is reflected in the current amount of the transaction. But as you can see from the naming convention, it's still displaying the original amount. So one of the things we could do is update this naming convention so that it actually bases it off of the current amount versus the original amount, so that you are not seeing $2,500 when this gift transaction now is actually $1,750. Along with gift refunds, we have the ability to create a gift tribute record. So this is if a donor is giving in honor or in memorial of somebody. So you're able to create a separate record for it. You're able to tie it to the individual if they are in your system, but you don't have to. You can just put in a name. So let's just say this is in honor of Miles' grandfather, but Miles' grandfather is not a contact or an account in our system. We're just going to put that into name, say for 80th birthday celebration. And then down towards the bottom is, who do we want to notify of this? Do we want to notify Miles? Do we want to notify Peter? Because Peter is not a contact in our system, we might not have the ability to contact him. So we can just put, okay, our notification here of June 18th to be sent. And we're going to actually send that notification to Miles via email. And we're going to hit save. So now we have our gift tribute record that is tied to Miles's gift transaction. So again, to recap so far, we have three main objects or three main records that you might be creating during your donors' giving history with you all. We're going to have things like opportunities, which is for those major gifts that we're trying to cultivate from our donors. We have our gift commitments, or when our pledges are made off of those opportunities, or when somebody comes in and says, hey, I want to create a recurring donation with you that runs in perpetuity for $50 a month. That we would create a gift commitment, create those gift commitments, that gift commitment schedule, which in turn would create those gift transactions. And then lastly, you have that gift transaction record. So that would be tied to possibly that gift commitment schedule we've created, where Mrs. Smith is making a $50 donation every month, or it's also created when, you know, her son, Jim Smith, comes in and makes a one-time donation. You would not create an opportunity and gift commitment for that. You would just create that transaction because it's a one-off gift that was received by your organization from Jim Smith. And those donations can be done through your online services as long as you integrate that platform with Salesforce, but it can also be done through manual entry. And the best way to do manual entry with MPC is utilizing one of two processes, either gift entry or gift batches. So when we were doing this demo, I showed creating the gift transactions through the gift commitment schedule. But what if we have a check that gets mailed in, or a few checks that get mailed in, and we want to enter those into Salesforce? If you have just one check that came in, you would do so through your gift entry. So you would find that in your tabs and create a new gift entry. Reason why you would do this here versus doing it in a window where it's just like create a new gift transaction is you're able to do a lot more here than just create that gift transaction. So for example, if I have an individual gift that came in from Soledad, I would be able to choose that. I would be able to look for her in our system. If maybe it wasn't from Soledad, maybe it's a new person. I'd be able to create them right here in this screen because I would leave this blank. So let's just say we got a gift from Soledad's husband. So we'll just say James Torres sent over a gift. And we're just going to create him some information. And we will say he's in the town that I currently live in, 08050. We're going to be able to set our gift date of April 9th. We can set our campaign or source code if we had it here, but we're going to leave that blank for now. We're going to say our gift amount is $50. He sent over a check via the mail. We're going to enter in our identifier, our check date. We're going to set our designation to general operating. And what's nice here is you don't have to enter both, whereas when you're creating it on the gift transaction record, you would have to do percentage and amount, but in the gift entry flow of things, you can just put the percentage and it does that here. So if I said we're going to do 50% and then nutrition, education, 50%, it would split that out 25-25. We can also right here create that soft credit information. So again, Soledad gets soft credit. And we're going to hit save. So it creates the gift entry record here. You see the gift transaction was created, but also through that process, I actually also created James Torres's person's account record. So it is a one-stop shop really for new donors that are just sending in checks or maybe made a donation at an event. that you can take that information, create their gift, create their person all at the same time. And like I mentioned before, if it was for an existing donor, so let's just say again, we go into individual and we do one for Miles, he sends over a new gift and we want to update some information, we can do that here. We can edit his info. So originally when Miles' account was created, we only had his email, but now because he sent in a check, we now have his mailing information. So we can update his records so we have the most up-to-date information about our donor when we want to send him information. This gift again was received today via check. And we'll say the check date is the 6th. Amount was for $100. And we're going to say all of it's going to general operating this time. Nothing to nutrition. And no one's going to get a soft credit. So we created that gift again. We go to Miles's record. We see his phone number updated here, his address updated because of that gift entry that we did. And we also see that he has a new gift transaction on his record. And we see on his fundraising timeline, those updates that have been made with those records that we've created. Again, we can set this up to only show certain types of transactions, certain types of fundraising, if you just want to see the gift transactions. But this is giving a complete picture of his timeline as a donor, going from, his opportunity you've been cultivating to that gift commitment, and then all those individual transactions that are going to come through. So utilizing gift entry is for when you have a singular gift come in, that's an offline gift that you need to enter. But if you have an envelope full of checks that came in from maybe a gala or an event where you were handed a bunch of checks from different donors and that you weren't able to enter in real time, that you have ready to go, you would utilize gift batches. So this allows you to enter and track multiple gifts that you're entering rather than just doing the gift entry over and over and over again. So let's just say I want to create a new gift batch. I can give it a description. So we'll say 2025 Spring Gala. We can give an estimated gift count and value. And why this is helpful is if we check this box off, basically what will happen is when we're done entering gifts and we want to run the entry or run the batch, it will say, hey, you said at the beginning you will have a batch value of 50,000, but you've only entered 45. Do you have any gifts that you missed? So let's just say for this one, we're going to say there's one gift and there's two gifts and it's for a total of $1,000. And we're going to check this box off. So now we have our gift batch. Now we're actually going to go and create our gift entries. So it's similar to what the process I just showed you. We're going to create our gift. So Soledad sent in another gift for 500 this time. And we're going to say this time we got cash for it. And we're going to set our general operating. And we're going to send Soledad. Oh, sorry. James gets a soft credit this one. Again, these are things that you don't need to do. You do not need to add a soft credit, but it is part of the process that they allow you to do it all in one spot with our gift entry. So I'm going to hit save. So we created our first gift. So we see up here, it's counting. Okay, we've entered one. We've entered a value of 500. Now we're going to enter one for Miles for another $500. And he also gave cash. And we're going to say general operating again for our gift designation. And we're going to hit save. So we have our gift count, our total gifts. We are able to X out of here. We've entered all our gifts that are in here. So I want to refresh. So we see our gift entries that are part of this batch. What we can do is a batch dry run. So this is going to validate our gifts. It could take a little time to do this. This is just to ensure that everything we've entered is correct. And if we go back to our gifts, we can actually process the batch. So again, this will take some time to do, but when it is done, and as it is here, it creates those gift transactions that live on the records of Soledad and Miles. So we're able to see that in here, and why it's nice to do it in a batch system rather than going in and doing it individually is you're now able to see the different batches that you've processed, those gifts, so you can do a little auditing if need be and be like, oh, this gift was entered in a batch. Let's see what happened. Where was it entered? Why is it not showing up? Things along those lines. Maybe it was never processed. The person entered the gifts, but they forgot to process it. That might be something you can go in and be like, oh, you did enter it in, but you got to make sure that you process those gifts, not just do a dry batch run of those gift entries. So internally to make sure that you are entering the gifts and processing those gifts. So those are the main components of MPC that would be a part of what you see when setting up MPC in the fundraising. So some of these elements that we reviewed today are what we would deliver in our Arcus Smart Start for nonprofit. The Smart Start is a focused, efficient onboarding approach for fundraising, and it helps nonprofits get up and running quickly by using the built-in features, avoiding unnecessary customizations, and laying a strong foundation for future growth. With an emphasis on data migration, training, and best practices, Smart Start keeps costs low, minimizes technical debt, sets up organizations for long-term success on a rapidly evolving platform. If you'd like to learn more about our MPC Smart Start and how Arcus could work for your organization, fill out the form at the end of the video to reach out.